Art and War, Season 1, The Three, a sniper, a citizen, and a journalist. Today, I am with you, Dr. Eman Tahawy. I am cardiology consultant and recently a genocide researcher. I'm honored to meet my guest and your guests, Mr. Robert McNeil. He is a UNESCO artist, ambassador, and ambassador for Remembering Srebrenica, UK. He's a former forensic technician. He's an author, and finally, he's a narrator. Welcome, Mr. Robert.
Thank you, Dr. Eman. It's a pleasure to speak to you again.
Welcome. Going directly to the painting of the day, I advise to start directly with your speech first, because people are coming to listen to you. And let us start with your description of the painting of the day.
Okay. Well, this painting is called Lens Flare. And I picked this image, or the image of the man and the young girl, from photographs that I had seen on the internet of people in Syria who were suffering very badly through bombing and shelling and snipers, and I found it a very moving picture of a young man trying to save the life of a young girl, a Muslim girl, who had been injured in an explosion. It struck me when I looked at the picture that this image was very similar to images that you see, I'm sure, in every war affecting civilians. And because I have a great interest in the wars in the Balkans, I transferred the background of Syria into Sniper Alley in Sarajevo, where thousands of innocent people were shot and killed by snipers. And so in the painting, you can see behind you in the background, you can maybe just make out, because it's very misty, and that's deliberate, you can see a warning sign saying Patsy Sniper. That's to warn people about snipers. And you can also see a building that's almost destroyed. And that building was bombed every single day during the siege of Sarajevo from 1993, 1992 to 1995. But nevertheless, it was the press office for the Sarajevo newspaper, and the journalists in that building managed to produce a newspaper, or a news sheet at least, every single day almost. And but they had to do it in the basement because of the constant shelling of the building. And the point of one of the points of this painting also was to describe, to talk a bit about journalism in war zones. And in another image, I've highlighted blood in the painting. You can see this now, and that's given me the title of the painting, called Lens Flare, which is where a journalist taking photographs, seeing terrible sights, and puts these blood spatters on the lens of the camera to demonstrate that that journalists face terrible danger when they're in war zones. And this was inspired by a war correspondent called Mary Colvin, a famous investigative journalist who was killed in Homs, I believe, in Syria in February 2012, along with her cameraman. And so I just wanted to highlight the dangers of that journalists face, to bring us images of what they see. And so you can see a picture of Mary Colvin and her photographer who were sadly killed, bringing us the news that's needed for everyone in the world to hear what goes on in these places. And so that was really one of the main points of the painting.
Yes, it was a difficult time for Bosnia and for Syria. It is still ongoing, more than 10 years. And thanks for your painting and for remembering victims here and there and elsewhere in this world. To add something about this painting for us?
Not really, Eman. Just as I say, I just repeat that I wanted to highlight the problems that journalists have trying to report, because it's vitally important that these journalists are able to get some of these terrible images out to, especially to politicians in other countries, to make them understand that perhaps they could do more to try and stop what's going on, not just in Syria, in Ukraine, but in other parts of the world also. So the painting is really a tribute to journalism.
Oh, yes, this is right. And finally, thank you for time and for sharing this painting with our audience. And thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Eman.
Welcome, sir.